Toxic people have existed in every age, in every society, and Marcus Aurelius himself, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers and Roman emperors, began his personal journal meditations by reminding himself that when he wakes up each day, he will inevitably meet people who are meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and unsocial. And this simple realization forms the foundation of Stoic wisdom on dealing with difficult and toxic individuals. Because Stoicism does not promise a world without toxicity, but instead trains the mind to remain calm, rational, and powerful in the face of it. And in this lesson we explore 11 smart, practical, and deeply Stoic ways to deal with toxic people without losing your peace, dignity, or self-respect, starting with the first principle. Understand that toxic behavior comes from ignorance, not power, because Marcus Aurelius taught that people do wrong out of ignorance of what is truly good and evil. And when you truly absorb this idea, you stop personalizing their actions, realizing that their manipulation, insults, jealousy, or constant negativity are reflections of their inner confusion rather than your worth. And this perspective alone weakens their ability to hurt you because you no longer see them as powerful enemies, but as misguided individuals trapped in their own flawed thinking, which leads us to the second Stoic way. Separate what is in your control from what is not. One of the most fundamental teachings of Stoicism, because you cannot control other people's words, emotions, or behavior, but you can control your judgments, reactions, and decisions, and toxic people thrive on provoking emotional reactions. So when you consciously decide to focus only on your own responses, you deny them the reward they seek. And Marcus Aurelius repeatedly emphasized that if something external disturbs you, the disturbance comes not from the thing itself, but from your judgment about it, meaning the moment you change your judgment, the disturbance disappears. And the third smart way is to stop expecting fairness from unfair people, because one of the biggest sources of emotional suffering is the unconscious expectation that toxic people will suddenly become reasonable, kind, or just. And Stoicism teaches radical acceptance of reality as it is, not as we wish it to be. And once you accept that some people lack empathy, integrity, or self-awareness, you stop being shocked by their actions and start preparing yourself mentally, which reduces disappointment and resentment. And the fourth Stoic strategy is to maintain inner distance, even when physical distance is impossible, because not all toxic people can be avoided. Some may be co-workers, relatives, or authority figures. And Marcus Aurelius practiced ruling an empire while surrounded by political enemies, gossip, and betrayal. Yet he cultivated inner detachment by reminding himself that other people's opinions and actions do not enter his soul unless he allows them to, meaning you can be polite, calm, and functional on the outside while remaining emotionally untouched on the inside, treating interactions as necessary duties rather than emotional investments. And the fifth way is to respond with reason, not emotion, because Stoicism values reason as the highest human faculty, and toxic people often use emotional chaos, anger, guilt, fear, or confusion to dominate interactions. But when you respond slowly, calmly, and rationally, you disrupt their tactics. And Marcus Aurelius advised himself to be like a rock against which the waves continually break, remaining unmoved while the water falls back. And this does not mean suppressing emotions, but rather observing them, understanding them, and choosing not to act from them impulsively, which leads directly to the sixth principle. Set firm boundaries without anger or guilt, because Stoicism is not about passive endurance of abuse, but about self-respect guided by reason, and a Stoic boundary is clear, calm and consistent, not emotional or reactive, meaning you communicate what behavior you will not tolerate, and then follow through with action rather than endless explanations or arguments, understanding that you do not owe access to your time, energy or attention to anyone who repeatedly disrespects you. And Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that he was born to work together with others like hands or feet, but if someone acts against this natural cooperation, it is rational to protect yourself while remaining just. And the seventh smart way is to avoid arguing with toxic people about reality, because Stoicism teaches that not every battle deserves your participation, and many toxic individuals twist facts, deny obvious truths, or provoke debates purely to exhaust or dominate others, and engaging in such arguments drains your mental energy and pulls you away from virtue. So instead, you practice selective silence, recognizing that your peace is more valuable than proving a point, and mob